Look at the color on that. That's incredible. The flavor off this is nuts. Are you ready for this? I'm Shuey, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to make boneless pork ribs. Come on, it's not like you actually like the bone, is it? If you love pork ribs, you are going to love these boneless ones. So just sit back, grab a drink or two, and let's get into it. Spare ribs or trimmed down St. Louis style cut ribs all have some belly meat on them. So you could also use pork belly for this cook. I've got a rack of St. Louis style cut, nice and uniformed in shape, just had the bones removed. It doesn't matter what you use, but as long as it's all sort of uniformed and the same sort of thickness all the way along, that's what we need. By having it nice and even and consistent in size, they're all going to cook the same. And all we're going to do now is slice it into 25mm strips. It's that simple. Now just pop these into a tray, ready for some rub. You can use your favourite pork rub at this point, or you can follow my advice. And today I'm using 4 Monkeys pork rub, recently rated in the top 10 of rubs at the American Royal Association's top rubs of the planet competition. Now apply this over the boneless pork ribs from a height of about, 30 centimeters, just to get a nice even coverage. And there's no need to go too heavy. This stuff is flavor packed. Just make sure each side gets a little coverage. Don't forget the ends. Every bit of these ribs needs a little bit of this flavour. Award-winning flavour. Now, before I'm asked, 4 Monkeys didn't sponsor this video. I wish they did, but they didn't. But it's never too late. These can just go aside for a while now while we get the smoker ready and gives that dry rub time to glaze up. Today, I'm going to be using my 57cm Weber Smokey Mountain, and I'll be setting up to smoke these boneless ribs indirectly at a temp of around 120 degrees Celsius. And how I'll do that is by filling the charcoal ring with briquettes. And then I'll fill a chimney starter just over halfway with briquettes. I'll light that up. Once they're all ashed over, I'll dump them into the center of those unlit briquettes. Now I'm also going to use some smoking wood, and I'm going to use a couple of chunks of apple and a couple of chunks of cherry because they pair really well with pork. So connect an ambient temp probe to the grill, put the lid back on, open all the vents, allow that temp to rise. As the temp gets close to our target temp, start closing down those bottom vents, leaving the top lid vent wide open. That's our exhaust one. We want to get rid of that dirty smoke. It's time to get these boneless ribs in the smoker. Remember just to give your grill a little bit of a brushing down before you put new food on it. Now just put them on the grill, leaving enough space around each one for good airflow. Now, put the lid back on and I'll check these in about an hour. Today I'm smoking with a medium indirect heat of 120 degrees Celsius. This cook is going to take around 2.5 hours to create some tasty, tender, boneless ribs. Or for those of you who like to use my beer timer, you're looking at a 5-beer cook. Cheers. We are 1 hour into the cook, so it's time to check on these boneless ribs. Color's looking good. I'm just going to probe them just for tenderness, just to see how they're going. Obviously the fat's probing okay, but I think they still need about another half hour. I'll just give them a quick spritz. And the spritz is just 50-50 apple cider vinegar and water. So we'll just give them another half hour and then we'll check on them again. A half an hour's gone by, so it's time to check on those boneless ribs. Oh, look at that color. And they are probing really well. So we need 2 layers of foil. It's time to add some more flavour and make these ribs really tender. We're going to add some brown sugar to this foil, a good drizzle of honey, and add some butter. Make that a lot of butter, and just a little splash of apple cider vinegar. Surely by now you've subscribed to the channel, and while you're there you might as well hit that bell notification. By hitting the bell notification, you'll get told every time I upload a new video. So do it. So now just add all the ribs to the foil. Now add more brown sugar to the top, and some honey, and some butter. I think we know where that was going. No need to add any more apple cider vinegar. What we put on was enough. Now wrap this up nice and tight, and this can go back into the smoker for another hour. Our boneless ribs have been wrapped up in foil for about 50 minutes now. So that last 10 minutes while they're still in there, I just want to put in some barbecue sauce into a little pot. I'm just going to put it straight on the rack like that. I'm going to let that warm up for about 10 minutes. And just so you know, it's Elk Creek's BBQ Sauce. That's what I put in there. So the ribs have been wrapped up for an hour, so it's time to check them. And that sauce will be nice and warm. Hence why I'm using gloves. Now we'll just open this up. Oh, the smell is incredible. The smell, and oh, look at that. Let's just check how they're probing. That is perfect. Around 95 to 97 internally for anyone that needed to know. So we're just transferring these ribs now to a wire rack. I'm also going to use some of this buttery goodness just to cut through the sauce a little bit. Oh, this smells absolutely incredible. And we want to turn the ribs over. We want to get both sides. Baste this side as well. The colour is looking absolutely amazing on these. And we can just pop these back on the smoker for another 10 minutes. How easy was that? Nearly as easy as like in this video. That's time we can finally drag these off the smoker and taste them. How good are these? And even better, no bones. Look at the colour on that. How good are these? That's it, smoked boneless ribs. As always, cheers for watching.